Not this way. I'm not going back to that temple. Sybil, can I talk to you?
Yes?
I'd like to ask you a few questions.
What do you want to know?
So Alas is your father?
Yes. And yes, he is the leader of the Red Scribes.
That's handy for you.
You are so predictable. Daddy's little girl can do whatever she wants, right? Don't fool yourself. I'm endlessly having to prove myself more than any other scribe.
At least that explains why...
Yes, of course. But I'm big enough to make my own choices. Knowledge fascinates.
Can you tell me more about your order?
Of course. The Red Scribes are an order of sages. Our quest is to find the answers to all the great mysteries of this world.
And so you know about magic?
We study magic from an essentially theoretical viewpoint. But we're not an order of magicians, even though some of us practice healing.
I see. But that doesn't mean you can't research it.
Obviously, especially now. But according to our archives, we were all...
Oh, really? What do you know about the Ice Lords?
As much as it is possible to know without having met them. In some ways, they're quite fascinating, even though the...
Perfect. How do we kill him?
If I knew that, do you think I would keep it to myself? But I can tell you this, we do believe it's possible. We know that there are 7 lords. Black Storm, Lady Crystal, Marshal Winters, the White Lady, Lord Blackfrost, the Chiller, and the Ice Duchess.
Everybody knows that?
For sure. Of course it's confusing.
Where did they come from?
Most people believe that the lords appeared recently, at the beginning, but I have found certain scrolls. They are originally from the beginning of their conquest is quite recent. We all think that it took them a long time to escape from their region of origin.
You had me going there for a moment. I'm sorry.
But you're wrong. The dwarves did exist, but the...
Right. And I bet they also massacred all those poor...
You know that dragons and goblins don't exist?
Do they have any weaknesses that we could exploit?
Not that I know of. All of the Ice Lords are powerful sorcerers. They are far more powerful than all the other magicians. They have an unlimited army. If they have a weakness, it's not that.
But in spite of all of this, you think there is something?
I do. We often imagine the Ice Lords as a vast megalithic power. But that's not true. In fact, they desperately hunger for power. Just because they pooled their powers to create the Deadwalker army doesn't mean they like each other. Their balance of power is precarious.
Sure, but that doesn't help us much if we have to...
Perhaps there is a way to stir up the tensions between them.
Let's change the subject. Do you know what happened to me in the...
I'm still searching for an explanation.
But what was the gods' damn rituals?
The Red Scribes have always had but instead of
Your father called it a demon.
A demon?
Well, that's just great. What do I...
I would dearly like to help you. But even though I have searched, but until we have found it, do not allow it to get comfortable.
So then, any
I have discovered a few things about the small chrysalids. I also noticed that the medium-sized...
So then, any result from the study of all...
Well, I'd really like to meet some...
What can you tell me about the World Heart?
Many of the... There are...
The World Heart?
If you wish. teeming with life. I can't wait to discover all the species that live here. There is so much to be learned. Told me a lot about you.
Really? He's not normally much of a talker. Do you torture him or something?
No, I mean, it wasn't a big deal. I just think he has a lot of respect for you, that's all.